In the last video we looked at how to insert columns, rows and cells. Following on from that, now we're going to look at deleting cells, columns and rows. It is very much the same process as inserting, except basically in reverse. Let's start off first by deleting some rows. I can select these rows here, rows let's say 8 through to 11, right click on the row headers and click delete. As you can see from my original rows column, rows 8 through to 11 have now been deleted from the list. My list has become a little bit shorter and all of that information has been completely removed. But also, as discussed before, we have slightly changed the structure of the workbook. We've made the list shorter. We've shrunk this list by deleting the rows completely from the workbook. Again, the same is true if I delete a column. Selecting the whole column, right-clicking, and using delete. Again, deleting a whole column has not affected the structure of my list. It is still in the same square list format that I expected to see, but the whole column that I had added has now been deleted. Next up, let's look at deleting some cells. Similarly with the inserting cells, deleting cells can have some unexpected results. Let's say I no longer wanted to see this information on row 7, but I only wanted to get rid of half of it. Now what I should do if I wanted to replace this information is use the delete key and simply clear contents. But let's say I want to delete the cells. If I was to right click, use the delete, and Excel will again ask me what it wants me to do once that data has been completely deleted from the sheet. Remember, we are not clearing the contents of the cells. The cells are going to be removed. Structurally, they will be omitted. So to fill the void, we need to shift cells up or shift cells left. Let's try shift cells up to fill that gap. Now you'll notice just below where I have binder, I have a pencil record, a pencil, a $2.99, and it's $95 worth. So you can now see that where I had binder, that record for pencil at $2.99 and $95 total has moved in to take its place. All of my data looks relatively sensible at this point. But if I go to the bottom of my list, I can now see that my list is missing data. Effectively, the data structure has been changed. Similar to inserting cells, deleting cells can be quite risky. There are certain applications where you may want to delete cells, but overall, if you have to delete data, I recommend deleting a whole row or a whole column. While we're in this video, let's also look at a couple of shortcuts for both inserting rows and deleting rows and columns. So far I've looked at how to highlight a row or a number of rows, right click and use insert. A different way of doing this is to highlight the cells I'm interested in. Let's say I want to insert cells. I can simply hold down Control and use the plus key. Similarly, if I want to reverse that action or delete those newly created rows, I can hold Control and use the minus key. That will completely delete all of those rows. Now this is not, again, clearing contents, this is inserting and deleting rows. Similarly, I can do the same process with columns. I can select column D, for example, press Control and plus, and a whole new column will be created. If I want to delete that column, I simply press Control and minus, and the entire column is deleted. This functionality even works with deleting cells and inserting cells.